license to, whenever they find cases of constraints in the legal framework that we think need to be eased, we are always willing and able to make those adjustments.
The Capital Markets Authority is still struggling with numerous redundant and unworkable provisions that have led to the emergence of numerous unregistered entities, but the new board chairman claims that all of this will be addressed soon and has pledged to have a significant impact on the sector.
There are issues that we are still grappling with, and one of them are those schemes that keep coming up. As the authority, we've been able to tap, to regulate, but also stop some of those entities. And we have been instrumental. You've heard of some of those schemes that have been closed. It has been our enforcement and regulatory arm that has gotten them. Of course, the law was enacted way back, and some of its parts expired. They are obsolete. So we have been going through a legal reform, and we believe within the next few months, this will be concluded.
The Ugandan capital market is still in its infancy and lacks the depth required to meet the nation's capital needs. Local issues are few and liquidity is low. Monica Nabionga, Smart 24 TV, Business Today.
Right now, the Uganda National Bureau of Standards redefines oil market standards. In order to establish standard oil products, the Uganda National Bureau of Standards and oil merchants have reached an agreement. The modern standards must be linked with the East African market principles, especially as demand develops, with Uganda's yearly consumption already at 4.5 billion litres and simple repetition of regional demand. Let's have more in this report.
But as we prepare to even produce more in the oil and gas sector, you are aware that we expect our exploration to start soon. So UNBS is also investing heavily in laboratory equipment and infrastructure to make sure that when our oil and gas start production, we can be able to provide quality assurance to this product to make sure that both for domestic consumption but also for exports, they meet international standards. So that's the focus we are doing, and we are engaging with these sectors to be able to review the standards.
As the oil market grows, Uganda's approach has been influenced to even forge room for the Buy Uganda, Build Uganda policy and a reverse processing of imported oil products to come up with products such as lubricants and energy oil. To attain this, an alliance between Uganda National Bureau of Standards and various oil marketeers is to be tasked.
As you are aware, we are now encouraging Buy Uganda, Build Uganda by encouraging most of these big importers to start domestic processing of some of these imported products. So UNBS has also started certifying local companies that are processing and manufacturing engine oils and lubricants, and we are encouraging these importers going forward to begin sourcing from our local industries, because once UNBS has certified these products, they meet the international standards.
The oil market equality has repeatedly come under scrutiny, especially with the abundance of substandard products in the mainstream end-user market. The Uganda National Bureau of Standards mandate thus pushes the manufacturers, importers and consumers to be conscious and observe quality, safety and market transparency.
Clean, safe, of good quality. They will also affect the health. They will affect, let's take a generator that takes in oil and they're operating on a person or generating energy in a hospital and it runs down. Then that can cost life. So that will cost life in health. It will cost life in production. The quality of products as being produced, they can also go down. Then in motor vehicles, you might find that we are talking of reckless driving, but maybe oils too could be causing some of the lubricants in general. So it is very important that we are here today as different stakeholders, right from manufacturers, the traders, and then regulators and consumers to discuss issues that are affecting lubricants.
Market players have continued to highlight the fact that there has been infiltration of dupe products that sicken the quality and standards, although conformity regulations still hold a tough edge of violations. For instance, 20 to 100 million shillings penalty for the first-time offenders and 40 to 200 million for the second-time offenders.
So what they do, they put a service provider in between. So you get your car, give it to a service provider or give it to a garage. When you give it to the garage, you're not sure what the garage man is putting into your car. So at the end of the day, you are like, these people's products, no, I don't want. But what was the problem is because you even yourself, you don't know what is supposed to be. And you have nowhere to refer. So those people are able to produce that product. Why? Because they have a standard. Now, if here they also bring a standard, it means there's no need for you to buy a product from out because it will be the same product. Why? Because we are borrowing and then we are understanding how the other product is made. So if we have the equipment, we have the ingredients or the additives, we can make the product. So we are sure if the standard is there, we are going to make those products that are out there. You will not need to import any more products. 200
million for the second-time offenders. As Uganda prepares to receive the first drop of oil in 2025, it is imperative for the Uganda National Bureau of Standards to have a fully fledged investment that includes laboratories and other utilities for standardization of oil products to pursue safety for domestic and international consumption. Runana Habwe, Smart 24 TV, Business Today.
We now head to Parliament. The Speaker of Parliament, Anita Among, has lashed out to the leadership of the Accounting Committee and Commission's statutory authorities and state enterprises COSASE of a poor performance with over 100 entities not attending, to which she says slows down the work of Parliament. We have more in this report.
While addressing Parliament today, Speaker Anita Among has stressed out the matter of slow work done by the Committee of COSASE, which she says is absurd given the time it has been given to finish their reports.
Well, you have not done what I expected of you. You've been a little lazy. Out of 100, and me, I'm speaking from facts. I have reports that have been laid on table. Out of 211 reports, I have 107 pending. What are we doing? That is an indictment to the institution of Parliament.
According to the Speaker, the COSASE committee has only worked on 4 reports, despite the fact that they are required to complete over 104 reports. And in this regard, she called on the leader of government to check on his leaders.
What you're supposed to do. That's why you're responsible for accountability committees. Now, if you're not checking this side, then what are we doing? And as he has said, value for money audit. We are checking other people, but we don't want to be checked. I am going to ask for an audit. And Lob, I am going to ask for a value for money audit on your committee. COSASE, Park COSASE.
On the same matter, the MP for Bukwoli County has informed Parliament that the same committee is a barking dog during the investigations, but when it comes to their reports, it's always silent and disappointing.
Regional Speaker, when you compare the tone that is spoken during the meetings in the accountability committees and the report is lukewarm, the tone is very strong during the session. When the report comes out, Regional Speaker, it is very low.
While giving his opinion on the same issue, Honorable Alex Ruhunda cited issues of corruption among some committees, but was forced to withdraw his statement due to lack of evidence.
Your statement. Because for me, I don't want to be seen that my chairpersons are corruptible, no. But if there is no evidence to that effect, withdraw it. Until you have evidence, then you come and lay on table.
The head of opposition acknowledged the shortcomings of his leaders and assured the legislature that they will take action in response to the Speaker's complaints. He also asked the House to give accountability committees enough time as they deal with many different companies, but have limited time.
99% of membership is from the ruling party. And when their work is curtailed, it's an indictment of all. Certainly, leadership is very key, but all of us must work to make sure these committees perform. And nobody should try to curtail their work because the head is the opposition.
The August House is to have an in-house meeting with all sector committee chairpersons to iron out issues to do with performance. With over 104 entities, only 4 reports have so far been presented by the Committee of COSASE, which is raising concerns in Parliament. The speakers further cautioned committee chairpersons to stop the laziness because it is derailing the work of Parliament. Samla Nifa, Smart 24 TV, Business Today.
Now, Business Today is going to continue immediately after this break, so stick around.
Smart 24, driving business.
The taste of Uganda in a new international park.
He must be rich, tall, handsome, from a respectable family. He must have a maid because at our home we do not work.
Conductor Masao.
What? Obadde olobye ku ssimu?
Yamunange anti GOTV enkolera.
Nyumirwa omulembe omupya ogujjudde ebisanyusa omuli emikutu gya TV egisukka mu 8 n'egya radio nga kwotadde ne zifirimu ng'osinziirira wonna w'oli. Genda mu App Store oteeke app ya GOTV channels ku simu yo olwo onyumirwa ennaku 3 ng'olabira bwereere ewatali kozesa data. GOTV channels.
Body of Mr. Namdi Wokiji was found at a beach house this morning.
When was the last time you saw Namdi?
At the party.
Did you notice anything strange about last night?
Are you taking money from my mother for this wedding?
Shouldn't be looking at that.
Ichi killed my son, and I want the world to know it.
Smart 24, driving business.
We'll be back from the break. Now we talk matters promoting wildlife conservation. DTV and the Uganda Wildlife Education Center have signed a memorandum of understanding as part of the government's initiative to engage the private sector in conservation by taking on animal guardianship and providing support for conservation education. The bank has contributed more than $30 million to the tourism sector's expansion. This and more with Naomi Mutumba.
Tourism promotes trade and investment, which significantly contributes to the development of other sectors. However, the industry has been hit hard by the outbreak of Ebola and the COVID-19 lockdown. This has caused the banking sector to come up with measures like financing to boost the industry. According to David Musingo, the acting executive director, Uganda Wildlife Education Center, revealed as such partnerships have helped the industry sustain animals due to the pandemic effects.
It is through such partnership that we were able to sail through, because this place was closed completely. We have never had such a situation here. So it was through such partnership that we were able to feed animals, we were able to sustain keepers here and educators and everybody. Maintaining this place is not easy. It involves a lot. Leave alone the giraffe here. They have talked about the giraffe. I will talk about the giraffe before I conclude. But these animals can eat a lot. Look at the lions. We have about 11 or 12 lions here. Each lion, we give it about 8 kilograms of meat every day. So if you multiply, how much is a kilogram of meat?
According to the DTB General Manager Vagiz Thambi, the Memorandum of Understanding will boost the tourism industry as well as growing the banking sector, since many tourists would want to open up accounts and invest in the sector.
There is something called behind the scene in Endebesu. And still many of the people who lives in Uganda, they couldn't get an opportunity to see that. This is an indirect way of promoting tourism and also to give some benefits to them. With this partnership, there will be subsidized rates for Diamond Trust Bank customers to visit the zoo as well as behind the scene. That is one of the benefits.
In contrast to the commercial bank's donation of over 30 million to the zoo, the first baby giraffe ever born in Uganda was given the name Diamond during the signing of the MOU.
I'm very happy. Giving us 30 million, it will go a long way in feeding and looking after animals here. So we are very happy with it.
The budget framework paper, however, indicates that the government has reduced the tourism budget from 194.6 billion in the current fiscal year to only 89.29 billion for 2023-2024. This needs to be handled by the government, as well as handling of certain parts of Makshon Game Reserve owing to oil development that has caused the park to lose some of its original habitats.
We are facing a lot of destruction, especially in the wild, due to poaching and resource extraction. Currently, we are having oil production, which is undergoing in Makshon. And because of that, we had some efforts to move the giraffes to other areas where they won't be disturbed so much, although a few were moved, and this effort is still ongoing.
The next financial year, we are likely to be hit hard if the government does not increase the funding. The other issue is low payment staff. We have had staff leaving this country, going for green pasture in zoos in the Middle East, like Saudi Arabia, like Emirates, Dubai. So our staff, this is specialist area scientists that needs to be paid well. That's another area.
The Entebbe Zoo was established in 1952. The Uganda Wildlife Education Center, often known as Entebbe Zoo, serves as the country's window to national parks and ecosystems, and its assistance will strengthen Uganda's tourism economy. Naomi Mtumba, Smart 24 TV, Business Today.
All right, now let's look at renewable energy digitization. The digitization of renewable energy has implications for how the economy, human health, and environment operations operate. Now, adoption of the new technology would strengthen the energy sector while achieving sustainability through Uganda's renewable energy resources that may be employed for energy production. Ronia Katusime reports.
The energy value chain, which includes production, distribution and consumption, will be affected by digitization, which will ease the transition to clean renewable energy. According to the chairman of the board of directors of the Uganda National Renewable Energy and Energy Efficiency Alliance, some people may find it difficult to shift from their working methods to a new system, and the lack of the technical devices in some rural areas may be a significant obstacle to the digitizing of of the renewable energy process.
Of course, there is no innovation that doesn't have challenges. One, for us, especially the consumers, I think we need a lot of time to be taught in terms of capacity building, to be told exactly how some of these platforms work, because sometimes the service providers might assume that we have the knowledge and yet we are ignorant. So one, not every one of us is techno-savvy. We don't have all the same skills. That's one. Two, sometimes it takes time for us to adapt to new systems. So that kind of, I think I would say, mindset change. Not everybody is willing to jump on new technological innovation.
On the other hand, this technology will be of so much benefit to the economy in different ways, like assisting in avoiding future costs and allowing estimation of savings, as well as bridging the gaps of electrification of both rural and urban areas fast enough by delivering services of clean energy efficiently.
You have data and risk management, information and risk management, and then finally you come to knowledge and risk management. What we are saying is, as a knowledge service provider in energy, we have to create platforms, we have to use tools that can allow for accurate information for decision making and for investors to rely on in order to enhance and advance the sector.
With digitalization, that is something of the past, because you'll get the services right where you are. At the cost, you only charged some small money, but then you're able to get your service through the phone that you're holding right in front of you. So I think that's one of the biggest advantage. We've saved, it has saved us in terms of costs. You can now be able to save that money and spend on something else, probably on food, on medication.
Uganda being blessed with oil, which is a huge milestone, investment in the new renewable energy development will change people's livelihoods and the energy systems, hence more development in the country.
Uganda is turning into an oil nation, but the benefits of that fossil fuel development, they're not really going to extend to the whole country unless that money is reinvested in the renewable energy sector. And we've got the technology, we've got the skills now within Uganda to be able to bring electrical power, access to clean modern energy to people even in the most remote rural areas.
Such digital technologies support the energy sector in allowing remote control of the energy systems, provide accurate data, alert when equipment use needs service, and improve blending of renewable sources and reducing on energy waste that affects the environment. Bronia Katsime, Smart 24 TV, Business Today.
And that is it for Business Today. Many thanks for being part of it from where we started at 9 p.m. I'm Jerome Paul Sonko with Winnie Buins and Akauchi on Sign Language, and we've been coming to you live from Plot 42, Nile Avenue. Till tomorrow, have a blessed night. Good evening.